have you ever just stopped and wondered, what is actually going on inside my own head? Why do we think the way we think or feel the way we feel? Well, today, we're diving into the science that tries to answer those exact questions. We're talking about psychology.
So let's just start right at the beginning. It's the most basic question, but it's the most important one. In our source material, a student named Ravi asks it perfectly. What exactly is psychology, anyway? To really get it, we need to look at the official definition. I know, official definition sounds boring, but trust me, this one is the key to unlocking everything else. It's actually simpler and way more powerful than you might think.
Okay, here it is. Psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. Let's just quickly unpack those three parts. First, it's scientific. That's a huge deal. It means it's based on evidence, not just guesswork. Second, it studies behavior. That's all the stuff we can see, right? Our actions, how we talk, what we do. And third, it looks at our mental processes, which is the invisible stuff, the inner world of our thoughts and feelings.
So what exactly are these mental processes? Well, it's all the internal stuff that makes you, you. It's your thoughts, your feelings, your memories, even that little debate you have with yourself about what to eat for dinner. Psychology is basically the bridge that connects this inner world to your outer actions.
Let's go back to that word science for a second, because it's so important. A lot of people kind of write off psychology as just common sense. But there's a really big difference. I mean, think about it. How can you scientifically study something as personal as a feeling?
Well, it really all comes down to the method. See, common sense is all about intuition, what just feels right. For instance, common sense might tell you that if you're angry, punching a pillow will make you feel better. But psychology doesn't guess. It tests that idea with actual evidence, and you know what? It often finds that venting like that can actually make you more angry. It's all about proof over gut feelings.
And that's what makes psychology a real science. It's not about opinions. It's about having a rigorous, structured process. You observe, you collect data, and you test your ideas objectively to find out what's really going on.
Okay, so we've established psychology is a science, but what does it actually do? What's the point? Well, the whole entire field can pretty much be broken down into four main goals.
Think of it like a roadmap for understanding, well, just about anything we do. It always starts with describing what's happening. Then you move on to explaining it. From there, you try to predict what will happen next. And finally, the goal is to control or influence the outcome in a positive way. Let's just walk through a quick example.
All right, so step one is just to observe and describe. A psychologist might just start by noticing a pattern, like, hey, people seem to be way more likely to help someone if they're already in a good mood. They're not saying why yet, they're just stating the facts, what is happening. But just describing something is only the beginning, right? The real detective work is in explaining it. Why does being in a good mood make us more helpful? This is where the theories come in. Maybe it's about empathy, or maybe positive feelings just make us more open to noticing other people's needs.
So once you think you understand the why, you can start to predict behavior. You could say, okay, if we create a positive environment, people will probably be more generous. And from there, you can try to control or influence it. For example, a charity might find that playing uplifting music actually makes people more likely to donate. See? It's about using that knowledge to make a positive impact.
Now, these goals apply to a huge range of things, which brings us to a really common misconception that psychology is only about fixing mental illness.
For real, when most of us hear the word psychology, we immediately picture a therapist's office. And just like Ravi in our source material, a lot of us wonder, is that all there is to it?
The answer is absolutely not. Psychology is, and I mean this, it's everywhere. It's used in education to figure out better ways for us to learn. It's used in business to create healthier, more productive workplaces. It's even used in technology to make the apps on your phone easier to use and maybe a bit more engaging.
But you know what? Maybe the most powerful way it's used is on a personal level. Psychology gives us a toolkit for understanding the most complicated and fascinating subject we'll ever encounter, ourselves.
And this is where it gets really practical, right? Another student from our source, Anjali, asks the perfect question. Can this field actually help me with my real-life problems, like dealing with stress or making big decisions?
Oh, for sure. By helping you understand how your own mind works, psychology builds your self-awareness. And once you understand yourself better,
That helps you have better relationships because you can communicate more effectively. And when life throws challenges at you, it gives you actual practical tools for solving problems and staying balanced.
So, all of this really leads to one simple but pretty profound idea. Manisha, another student in our source material, just nails it. She realizes that the real, incredible value of all of this is that psychology is a tool for understanding ourselves.
And that really is its greatest gift. We'll end with this powerful line from the teacher in the story that just sums it all up perfectly. To understand the world, we study science. To understand ourselves, we study psychology.